with some new management, and we're waiting on some things to happen. This should be a very busy year. You know, we're going to be going to the studio with Ulrich Wilde, the Grammy-nominated producer. You know, Ulrich Wilde.
The audience may not have.
Well, he did all the Static X records. He's done OTEB. He worked with Zombie, Grammy-nominated. Great producer. He's going to be doing the new stuff, and we're going to have the new album done, produced, mixed by him. And then once it's out, with the new management we're talking with and got rolling and happening, get out there. You'll see us everywhere.
And you have some pretty impressive sponsors.
Yeah, we work with a lot of great companies. You know, I'm endorsed with, you know, you go to TommyBolan.com to see all the endorsements, but, you know, I work with Morley Pedals. They sponsor my tour. EMJ Pickups, the new company. Guitar Wheels, another great product. They work with, you know, they're distributed by Alfred and, you know, even Albion Amps. So we got a lot of great companies out there heavily promoting us, and you'll see a lot of ads in support of all that stuff as well.
So this will be the new release, and your last release was called what for the
last one was called Psycho, and the new release is called Tired of Smiling, N.Y.C.
Do you have any idea, any kind of time frame when we might be able to hear
I would think that probably by spring, maybe sooner, but that's it pretty much right now. I'm finishing all the writing and all that.
And then we'll see some spring NYC tours?
Absolutely.
For those who don't recognize the name Tommy Bolan, Tommy was famous for working with Warlock and Doro Pesch. And they're on tour in Europe right now. Hopefully you'll be able to get over to Europe sometime.
Oh yeah, Doro still tours. I was the first American in the band, and pretty much, you know, nearly just right out of high school into the band. First American in the band, and then I played in the last version of Warlock, because then it became Doro. She went solo.
Right.
She had split with some management, all this stuff, and all sorts of reasons it just became Doro. So a lot of people get confused at that, but I was the first American. You know, I played the album Triumph and Agony with the song we have is called All We Are.
Yeah.
It's a big hit.
Yeah, it was a great song.
Thank you.
Still a great song. You know, it's ageless.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm constantly still signing that CD at my shows. People bring it. I just did the NAMM show demoing in Court Guitar's booth, and people bring that up to me to sign, and you know, I'm thrilled, because I mean, a lot of blood and sweat went into that. It was a great time for me.
Well, Court Guitar, they made a guitar after you, didn't they?
Well, this is the one they made according to my spec, the signature model, you know, to all the designs I had, with my NYC logo here, my name in the headstock. If you can read the back, that says Fed Up and Disgusted. On the back, it's upside down now. And the 12 fret, if you zoom in on that, that says, fuck it. So it pretty much is a New York, I'm riding the subway, get the fuck out of my way guitar.
So if somebody were to ask you exactly what genre you fit in, what would you say?
Oh, wow. It's funny, my old tech used to tell me, and this is before Guns N' Roses, man, you play Slash and Crash. That's what he used to tell me I sounded like. I'm like, okay. You know, just insane. I'd say pretty much just, you know, like taking a train, throwing it in a blender, put it on 90, and just like spit everything out, just insane, you know, melody, but hooks, and just insanity, over the top playing, and just like a big one with big fucking anvils coming right through the fucking wall.
That's exactly right. I noticed, you know, you have some industrial in there.
Yeah. We work ourselves into a full lather.
Oh, you do. It's so aggressive.
Yes, it's very. I'm very pissed off. I mean, that's old. You know, people say, "Oh, I'm pissed, angry music," but I'm really. I've had it, man. I'm fucking fed up.
Yeah, with the business overall, right?
Yeah, just pretty much.
Let me ask you.
Anybody says, "Hey, what should I do about getting in the business?" Don't. Just don't. You know, win the lottery, forget about it. You know.
What's the one thing?
Or just really work hard.
That you know now that you wished you would have known when you got out of high school to join Doro?
What I knew then, what I knew now?
What you know now that you wished you would have known.
Wish I learned to speak German.
Really?
I don't know. I had a choice in high school, too, German or Italian.
I know Du hast.
Du hast, yeah.
Yeah.
Ich nicht vergessen.
There you go.
They used to try to trick me up with words, like I could do like a minor bird, I can imitate anything they said. They say like anti-aircraft carrier, anti-atomkraft. You know, I could just, you know, throw it on that, and then with a New York accent, just sounds like crazy. But why am I saying all this shit now?
Yeah, I don't know. That's good.
But what I knew then, what I knew now, I would say definitely it is a business. Be wary of all business things that go on, you know, around you constantly.
Know everybody's.
Know everybody. Get all the collect cards, collect names, shake hands, keep in touch. Networking is because you find out who your friends are when you're up here, and you find out where they are when you're down here, or you're coasting through the turn, or going through the fucking dog tunnel, and you come out the other side, and like, you know, all the people who are all over you shit are gone. Like, what the fuck is this? You know, this is the me, myself, and I club out here. You know, further, what are you gonna buy me this week? You know, unless you're knee deep in Ferraris, no one gives a fuck. You know, I mean, my opinion, but it's just, I guess, just very much. That's why. In Warlock, you know, I joined. It was Doro's band, but I mean, definitely, I was the first American new guitar player. You know, it's like, you know, the car looked the same, but I was like the new engine, so it changed the sound a little bit. You know, I put a different vibe into it. Then I had a band, Freight Train Jane, which had the singer Black and Blue, Jamie St. James. We did some good stuff for a while. And that I wasn't as much into the business end. I mean, I knew the endorsement stuff. And after that, I became the Alpha the Omega. Now, in my band N.Y.C, if there's anything going on, I have to know about it. I mean, the decision starts with me, ends with me. You know, I'm a fair person. You have to keep everybody happy. But in the same sense, you never know. Murderers arrive with smiles.
That's true.
You know, and you never know who the fuck's got a knife in their back, and you know, make sure you got a gun that's bigger.
Well, I wish if I knew then what I know now, I would have been a lot less trusting
I'd probably be
of
a lawyer.
business people. You know, you'd probably be a lawyer.
Lawyer. People say I should be a lawyer, car salesman, or someone walks on late night TV.
I think
I've heard all that shit.
I think you could be a hell of an actor too, Tom.
You know, when I first started, the first thing I wanted to be a race car driver. Then I was the comedian all through school. You know, I was doing all the plays and all that shit, and comedian, all that. Then the guitar showed up, and just everything went out the fucking window. It became just like that thing, and you know, luckily I was very close to my parents. They're very supportive. So I mean, I'm lucky now. I work very hard to get all my equipment. You know, all my endorsements are endorsed. I get all my stuff free. But you know, I take that as a privilege. You know.
Right.
And back then, of course, you know, you needed something. You know, you worked your ass off to get it. I was a guitar teacher. You know. For many years, right from the time I joined World, like for like 5 years I taught. That's why even when I put a video out, you know, a couple years back, Metal Primer, you know, it was you know, a lot harder than, you know, because you know the quality of the instruments were garbage in some of them. You know, you could only afford them. You know, but now the quality's gotten a lot better, and you just put all your heart into it. Well, in Europe, it's weird. In Europe, like they take their music a lot different. It's a lot, you know, they're very much into like, you know, a band shredding and jamming. And you know, really into like the whole virtuosic aspect of it. Yeah, did I get that right? And you know, just it's just they're different with their music. That's all I can say. And you know, I respect both sides. You know, whether it's people in Europe digging it or whatever. But you know, when we landed in Europe with, you know, Warlock, they were just, you know, out of their fucking minds. You know,
Yeah.
they were just, you know, there were people walk up to me knowing more about me than I knew about myself. They're like, find it. How the fuck did you find this shit? You know, like they were just very into the. If they're a fan of yours, they're into you. They're into it. And and good stuff, you know, never goes away, you know.
Yeah.
If it's good, you know, and there's a demand for it, it'll come back, you know, and people want to see you play an instrument again, you know. They want to hear guitar solos, they want to hear you play about the 12th fret or make the guitar sing, you know. Doesn't mean necessarily you have to be playing 900 miles an hour. I mean, I'm the first guy to, you know, play at light speed or go bananas or fucking, you know, flip out. But, you know, in the same sense, they want to hear, you know, something.
Yeah,
they want to be, and they want to be entertained. You know, if you got, you know, like 5 guys in flannel shirts and guitars under their chin, and they're just fucking, you know, ripping it and like, okay, do something, you know, make me think you're enjoying it at least. You know, break a sweat, motherfucker. You know, I mean, what the hell? You know, I mean, and that's not to knock the people who just sit there. I mean, I got friends of mine, you know, a friend of mine is a great jazz guitarist, Jimmy Stewart. He can just sit here and just rip the guitar inside out, and he, you know, he won't even bust a sweat, you know, and that's a whole other story, you know, but in that genre, you know, like I said, you know, I remember my mother would send me to, you know, to go buy a pair of jeans and sneakers. You know, I come home with a fuzz box and a delay pedal. She go, what the fuck? You know, she'll flip it out. Goes, that thing, you know, you never take, you know, because money is important. You know, you don't have much money to do much stuff. And when a kid buys the ticket, you know, you gotta give him everything. You leave it on the stage or don't bring it at all. No, I mean, definitely Kiss influenced me. My brother was a big fan of all the guitar greats, so definitely, you know, Jimmy Page, you know, Richie Blackmore. Page played all the blues bass. Blackmore played the more exotic scales. And then Frank Marino came around, put it all in the blender, and just went bananas. And I heard Frank Marino play, I went, holy shit. And that kind of inspired me. Then you start listening to other people, you pick up along stuff, you know, you hear great songs like from Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains, the vibe, the groove, you know, they're playing different leads and all this. So you listen to everything, you put it in the blender and you forget it. And make it your own, you know, because you don't want to become a clone of somebody, because then, you know, like everywhere you turn on, it's a tribute band. Like, no one wants to write their own music. They want to, like, you know, dress up like Angus Young or this and that's cool when you do it to that level, but no more tribute bands. Write a song, and it's killing the club. It's killing everything. Because some clubs only book that exclusively. Because, you know, I understand the draw of it. I can see the business aspect. But it's absolutely just infested with tribute bands now everywhere. Wow. You know, I can respect it. People do it good. But eventually it's just like, there's a decline of original bands that are touring. I mean, I've encountered more tribute bands. Like, what the hell? You know, enough. Write a song already. Yeah.
No, they're gonna
I'm gonna get a lot of flack for all this shit, I'm sure of it. I know it. You know, like death threats and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, you know, like if you see me play, you see what I do, then you dig it, great. You don't, hey, what the fuck? Well, I get up there and I just, it's weird. People are calling me, hey, what are you on, man? What are you doing? I don't know. I just, you know, I've had people like, you know, imitate me air guitar wise, and it's just, it's like something snaps to my head, my eyes roll back, and suddenly, It's like Superman coming out of the booth and you're flipping out, and when you got all the right gear and the car's running well, you're just gone, you know. Suddenly you're that. It's a way of living out a lot of, you know, just real core energy that, you know, it's so primal you can't explain. This sounds like a fucking head trip here, but you know, it's just the way to describe it. You know, I mean, when you're gnashing the strings and you get that feeling in the core, it's like there it is.
I can tell.
Then you're everything you ever wanted to be when you're in that zone. You're the popular guy at school. You're the captain of the fucking football team.
Yeah.
You're A number one. You're the king of New York. You're the Duke of New York. Forget about it. You're everything you want to be. And then suddenly you come back. It's like a rush. But it's the tidal wave of that adrenaline. And if the audience is with you, then you're gone, dude.